Have you ever been so scared that you pretended to be dead for 37 hours? The story that I'm about to unfold is full of horrible, grueling memories that haunt me to this day, but I feel like, as a wolf, it is my solemn duty to tell you guys so that nobody else falls into the same trap that I did. My name is Stu, and I am a recovering popcorn addict. I guess you could say that my addiction started shortly after I was separated from my owners, whom accidentally shot my parents, if you remember from that whole thing, but... Anyway, quick little footnote here. I told this story to Cookie, and he just laughed at me. But I think that popcorn addiction should be taken very seriously. Somebody could really get hurt. I mean, I almost did. There it is. There it is again. Do you see that? What is that? What? Come here. Come here. Come here. No, Stu, stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Face. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah. Anyway, it all started before I met Sam, so I was all alone in the forest with no clue how to defend myself or how to hunt for food. And, I mean, I'm not exactly proud of it, but the only way I survived was by looting abandoned campsites and rummaging through the trash. Times were tough, but, I mean, it could have always been worse, right? I mean, at least I had my red bandana to keep me warm when I cried myself to sleep at night. Anyway, one day while I was looking for food, it happened. I was hit by a strong smell. It smelled kind of like bear cat pee mixed with socks that had been worn for 2 weeks or so. It doesn't sound good, but it was strangely flavorsome. And it was the most marvelous, magnificent, magical smell to ever invade my nose. And I followed the scent to find what was producing it, and behold, it was a bag of warm snow. I later found out that the humans called warm snow popcorn, but, smart Stu wasn't around at the time, so he can... I devoured the bag of warm snow in seconds. I thought I had to eat it quickly because I didn't want it to melt, see? And each bite was like tasting heaven itself. That night when I went back to my cardboard box, it was the first time I didn't cry myself to sleep or eat dirt because I was starving. It was the greatest night of my life. So I went back the next day hoping to find some more delicious food, but something was different about the campsite. I was able to smell more popcorn, but also the scent of humans. A tiny voice in my head said I shouldn't be there, but I wasn't going to turn around and go back to my cardboard box. No, not after what I had last night. I had to make a wise decision to either follow my mind, my heart, or my nose. And I think we all know the decision that I made. My nose led me to a tent in the middle of the campsite. I poked my head inside the tent to take a peek of what was inside, and that's when I saw a male and female human sharing popcorn. I thought I was being sneaky, but the humans spotted me instantly and stared at me for a moment. They looked really confused, and I probably could have used that opportunity to run away, but a real wolf never retreats in the face of danger. I was left without any other options, so I did what any other wolf would do in this situation. I stood my ground, I looked them dead in the eye, and I stood my ground, I looked them dead in the eye, and I asked them rather nicely if they would share some of their popcorn with me. Unfortunately, I don't think the humans were able to understand me because they just continued to look at me with these blank stares, like I was speaking gibberish or something. But then they started laughing and conversing in their own native language, which I've never understood. It's beyond me. I don't even know how they make that sort of thing with their tongue. My tongue just kind of flops about all the time. See, it just did it just then. I have no control over this stupid thing. Anyway, I tried to make out what they were saying, but it all sounded like... Humans have a very strange language indeed. I was about to mosey along back to my cardboard box, but the humans kept gesturing at me to come with them. And I thought to myself, there was no way I was going to follow humans. My mind was telling me not to trust them. My heart told me this was not something a wolf would do, but my nose said... You just gotta do it, Stu. Don't even think about it, Stu. Follow the strange two-legged creature, Stu. Stu, are you listening to me? Stu, stop staring at the butterfly. Pay attention, Stu. Follow the butterfly popcorn finger, Stu. They'll take you to Popcorn Mountain, Stu. Popcorn Mountain, where popcorn trees are grown, and it snows butter. It snows butter, Stu. You gotta listen to me, Stu. You'll never believe it. deep down, I knew that Popcorn Mountain probably wasn't a real thing, but if there was even the smallest chance that it existed and the humans would take me there, oh, you better believe I was going to go with them. I decided to leave the forest to go with the humans. I remember the humans taking me to their house, but after that, I honestly couldn't tell you what happened. I was constantly high from all the popcorn they fed me. And after a while, it kind of started to taste like it was tampered with. Kind of planty, maybe, if that makes any sense. Anyway, all the memories I have from living with the humans were just kind of a blur. You know what I mean? All I remember is eating a lot of food, chasing the mailman every day, and that one time I drank a bunch of Red Bull and jumped off the roof hoping to fly. Not gonna lie, life was pretty good, and it was fun living with the humans, but they eventually ran out of popcorn. And no, I know what you're thinking, but I wasn't with the humans just for the popcorn. I enjoyed their presence, I enjoyed their company. I didn't just abandon them because they ran out of treats. Yeah, I wouldn't do that, that's messed up. After the humans stopped feeding me popcorn, I was, well, what was I gonna say? I was able to think clearly, and that's when I realized that I didn't belong there. For crying out loud, I'm a big, dangerous, unpredictable wolf, and it's not safe for me to live around humans. What were they thinking? Are they crazy? Every morning there were kids running around outside the window, playing in the streets. Kids! They were just a few feet away from me, outside this clear barrier thing that I couldn't break through. I had to find out about it by bumping my nose against it. I don't want to be Andy Rooney about it, but it hurt. They put up an invisible fence in the window, and I tasted my own feelings for a week. Don't humans know about the joke? Don't they know about the wolves in a daycare? That's first grade stuff. And in the stories, they eat grandmothers and dress up like them so that kids will bring them goodie baskets. And then they devour the child too. And the wolf gets cut down by a lumberjack. Just the idea of getting cut down by a lumberman, it scares the bejeebers out of me. I had to get out of there. I seriously had to get out of there. So I put together a plan to escape. There was only one way that I was going to get out of this mess. I couldn't just break through the front door and run away with my wolf strength because the humans would come searching for me. And if they cornered me when I was scared, well, there's no telling what horrible things I could do to them in the heat of the moment. I may seem like I'm soft and sweet and cuddly on the outside, but inside I'm a ferocious monster. I have the heart of a wolf, for crying out loud. It's a scary thing. You should have seen me. Whenever that rabbit was chasing down Ash, if I wasn't busy laughing, you better believe I would have gone out there and ripped that rabbit apart. It would not have been a good situation for it. Anyway, we'll get back on topic here. I knew that the humans loved me, and I love the food that they gave me, so out of respect for the delicious food, I didn't want to hurt them. The humans would need closure if I ran away. So the only way that they would have that is if I died. And that's when it dawned on me. The only way that I was going to get out of this situation was if I faked my own death. Where's the dramatic music?
Dramatic music?
Yeah, I thought that we agreed that there was going to be some... But I wasn't ready to... I spent the next couple of weeks carefully plotting a way to fake my death. Many failed attempts later, I finally came up with the ingenious plan to lay down on the ground with my eyes closed and not move. Not move a muscle, you don't understand. If you saw me, you'd have thought I was dead. Anyway, see, I tried to do a similar tactic before, but I was so motionless that I stopped breathing, and I almost died for real. And, obviously I had to abort the mission, because if I'd have died for real, then pretending to be dead would have been pointless. There's no way I could escape if I was dead. This time, I simply took breaths when the humans weren't looking at me. Genius, Stu! You've really outdone yourself this time, kid. I'm so proud of you. Oh, I know, I'm so proud of me too. It was just so amazing, wasn't it? Oh my God, you're not kidding.
Stu, get back on point.
Sorry. Anyway, the humans came home from work one day, and when they saw me laying motionless on the floor, they freaked out. My plan was working. The male human poked me a couple of times to see if I was dead, and then they both started crying. I think they were in denial for a little bit because they left me motionless on the floor for about a day and a half before they decided to move me. The humans eventually carried me outside, and they buried me in the backyard. I couldn't really hear a whole lot, but there were a lot of other voices, so I think they invited some of their friends over, even the mailman that I used to chase all the time, and everybody said their condolences. It was so real. It was like I was standing outside of my body and watching myself get buried. It was kind of weird and scary, actually, but it had to be done. But anyway, after my funeral, I waited a couple of minutes for the coast to be clear, and then I dug myself out of my grave and I retreated back into the forest. I still remember them, and I kind of miss them to this day, actually, but it was something that had to be done, and if I had my way, I would still have that popcorn, warm snow, whatever it is, brought to me every single day. I would eat it. That's all I would eat until the day I died. And I guess the moral of this story is to, well, clutch life by the... Hey, look, a rabbit!
No, I don't need a degree to know this ain't love at first sight. 'Cause I know how this works, I got my ABCs right. Oh, so let's play pretend. Say you'll be the one for me. Say you'll be the one for me forever. I know this will end tonight, but you'll be the one for me. Say you'll be the one for me. It's been so long since I got so close to someone. I know this ain't love, but let me stay a while. And pull me closer tonight, keep holding my hand. I know this ain't love, but let me stay the night. I said let me stay a while.